Hello. Let's change the go real quick, because that is actually been surpassed for over stream now, so it gets changed. 5. There we go. Well, they should change the banner, should. Bradley, Spamulator Gaming, Eddie Boo, Keaton, hello. Ben and Paul as well, hello. Oh, I haven't turned on this. There we go. Now you get correct light. So I was talking to Oxy earlier, and this is actually somewhat intentional. It's a game limitation going on there in Field 10. Unfortunately. So there's nothing he can do to fix it. Farmer Palmer, Keane Caffrey as well. Hello, 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 Alexander Lewis. So we're going to be spamming with the John Deere today for reasons. Can't cut the rest of the field, no. Not with the contract anyway. It is a limitation. Also, Spud Pewter, I appreciate you trying, but please don't try and run the stream live. Hey, Matty, how you doing today, dude? Good. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be streaming. I'll be very blunt there. If I wasn't feeling up to streaming, or feeling like I'd need to interrupt the stream a few times, I would have just said to Simulation for the Nation, steal my spot, you can have 2 hours, I'm not streaming. Because that was the backup plan we had agreed between ourselves last night. Is if I wasn't going to stream, he was going to steal my spot. Fenton, how's things? Things are good. How are things with you? Did I remember to put the new rule into the Google Doc, by the way? Did I remember to do that? Because I can't remember doing it last night. Do I think it's weird we use the shop as a shortcut? No. To see the picture in Discord of the real machinery, I might have, but I might not have. Things have been a bit hectic the last day or so. I've been catching up with a friend of mine. And thinking over some stuff. Hello Ernie, how are you doing today? So we can put this mower away. By the way, any spare bales we get out of this field are going to be, if they're not immediately sold, they're going to be brought back for the cows. Also, I do need to sort out the pig situation. If you didn't see today's video, you won't know what I'm talking about. I think I left the 25 cows minimum rule in on today's vid. I might have actually. Where did I put the tether? Is the tether's in here, isn't it? Yes. Just watch today's vid. Yeah, that wheel is very mean to me at the moment. I was like, oh, we'll get a nice easy rule today. There's nothing really evil left in the wheel. 25 pigs. Oh, I forgot about the animal rules. I was actually kind of hoping for the speeding fine to come in. But that, if you're wondering, is why on earth we're doing the contracts, is I need money to buy 25 pigs. And then some pig food. I did see a rule saying that a rule suggestion saying that I need to use the actual crops the pigs want instead of like buying pig food forever. That's not gonna happen. That's just one of those time wasting things. Did I get the Abbeys? Of course I got the Abbeys, Stephen. Good lord. Castello, hello, or Castello. But the Abbeys, the thing about that is, I can't use them for a while because I don't have enough slurry. I don't have enough slurry. So there's, I can't use unless I cheat some in, which I'm really tempted to do. Hey, Twinka. And Jeremy. This is my issue. Is like they cheat some in. Then you cheat slurry in. I'll do it in the XML after the stream. You're the rule that you... Matty, you're gonna have to be a bit more specific than the rule you suggested a few days ago. What XML is the slurry in? I have no idea. I'll have to find it. It used to be in the vehicles XML, but it might be somewhere else now. That I have to use the string. I've addressed that a few times, Matty. It's not that I'm intentionally not using the wheel, it's that the wheel takes time to set up and take down every day. And it needs to be set up and taken down every day. And there's been a lot of days recently where I've either just not had the time, or like it would have been too much trouble for like half an hour of recording or whatever. Slurry is an XML, the items XML. Thank you very much, Tom. I replied to... It might have been your comment, it might have been somebody else's where they suggested the same thing. But the wheel isn't... Is the wheel big? It's kept under my desk. It is literally like right in front of me right now, it's just under my desk. But it just takes a bit of time to set up and take down because my desk doesn't have much space, so I need to take it down every day when I'm like having dinner, so it kind of complicates things. Which is why I've been using the Xbox One controller so much, is it's just quicker and easier. Like I can keep this plugged in and on my desk at all times if I really want to. So this is, for those of you that didn't watch today's video, the exact same version of Marwell that Landy's on. This is Marwell version 1.1. I believe Simulation for the Nation is also on this version. And basically the entire TeamSpeak has Marwell version 1.1. I should... I'm just going to save myself time by saying that. The entire TeamSpeak has it because Oxy knows that we all talk and knows that if there's any bugs we'll talk amongst ourselves and figure out if they're just something the game is doing to just us or something that is legitimately a minor issue with the map. Killer butterflies are gone. You sent me a change log last night. How many are on the TeamSpeak? It's me, Simulate, Landy Kid, Simulation for the Nation, Chris the Irish Gamer, and I can't remember who else. I'm really bad at remembering these things. Is this a contract? Yes. Which is why the... like mode area is so weird looking. It's a game limitation, unfortunately. I spoke to Oxy about it this morning. Or I said it to him last night. He replied this morning and I said, another one of those weird silly game limitations that make absolutely no sense. Cause this makes no sense. Hey Kirk. You're watching a Sutton video about people moaning about maps. People are always moaning about maps, it's hilarious. Like, I know I moan about maps at times. Like, I went off on one about Sutton. But that was because it was tested on FSUK and tested as, I think it was perfect. And it was in parts unplayable. Hey, Chad the Artist. Yeah, don't do well, you can, because they're actually easier with the wonky definitions, but that is literally all of the ground you can mow in Field 10. Dirt mod should be basically in like the grass and the flowers and the lime. I think it'd be cool if it was, Scott. I don't know how easy it'd be for giants to do it. My followers moaning. It's not necessarily my followers, there's people want stuff now all the time, and like I get that people want more maps and more this and more that, and Giants Discord just before the stream there was a guy moaning the DLC isn't out yet. And I'm like, well, would you prefer a DLC and no mods, or lots of mods and but no DLC yet? Because that's really the choice you have when it comes to time limitations for Giants. It takes ages for any map to start for me, Liam, because I got scripts and stuff running, and DevTools I think might impact that. So it does take a little while for Marwell to start for me. It takes a little while for any map to open up fully, but it's just time that I dedicate to making sure the stream is set up properly. That said, the same person that said that they are tired of Giants bringing out so many mods from 17 said they only use Giants mods, and I said, dude, you're missing out because there's so many ideas and mods that go into the game later on. All we want are mods, maps, and a DLC. All we want is everything now, yeah. 3 more sleeps, then you're off on a flight. Very nice, DMF. Do you know what I'd love? As soon as is practicable, is Seasons mod. That is the one thing that I'm like, I want it now. I want Seasons mod now, because like it's so good, and I enjoy playing with it so much that I have no shame in saying I want it now. Please hurry up, Seasons, guys. Would Riddles have a beta at some point? Possibly. I might see if I can have a word with Rakin at some point about Seasons. Because it's one of those mods that I'm genuinely excited for, because I know that it's going to be good. I know how insanely hard he works on stuff and the level of detail he goes into, so I'm just looking forward to it. Just straight up looking forward to Seasons. Have they given any idea of time? No. I think they're further along in development than they want to admit publicly, but they haven't given any idea of time or whatever. Seasons badly needed. Seasons will just add. Like, that's the thing, is like you can play without Seasons just fine, but I think Seasons will add now. Waiting patiently for the Holmer Terra variant. That'd be kind of cool. When did Seasons come out for 17? It was in the mod contest. It won the mod contest, and rightly so. Like when we were looking at the mod contest results in TeamSpeak, that day, we all kind of agreed that yeah, Seasons was the correct winner. I don't think there was any arguments there. We had some disagreements over like what actually won a category and what should have in certain circumstances, but in terms of the overall, I don't think anybody would be was particularly upset or put off by Seasons winning the overall mod contest 2 years ago. Looking forward to Gearbox, but you don't know if it's going to come to FS19. I'm sure there'll be a Gearbox mod, maybe not the one that you're looking forward to, maybe not the form that you want, but I'm sure there will be a Gearbox mod. Because that's a very popular idea. Mod contest this year will be interesting. Yeah, it will. I mean, the mod contest is always interesting because there's always like one idea that's just completely left field and never been done before. 2 years ago it was Seasons. Kind of looking forward to seeing what it will be this year. There is... I was trying to not to mention that, Fenton. There is one on GitHub. It's by Modliker. However, it doesn't automatically inject... The version that I saw, which was a little while ago, granted, doesn't automatically inject into everything. You have to manually put it into things. I don't know if he's changed that yet. But, that is going to be the Gearbox mod that I will use once it's out. Realismus doesn't work for Giants, Matty. It's just Racking. It's just Racking who works for Giants, and he was the kind of the lead code dude for Seasons. This is going to be like 3 bales. Isn't the mod contest in June? I don't know when it's gonna be. It could be at a weird time this time around. Like, it could be a bit closer to winter this time. They don't give us vintage John Deeres. I really would love, Scott, and I've historically kind of railed against John Deere, but I'd love a classic John Deere DLC, mainly because I want classic tractors, and I think classic John Deeres would be really cool to play with. Like I don't know, I'm just one of these guys who just wants old tractors in the game. I don't care what brand, I just want stuff that if it was in real life you'd never use on a farm anymore, or you'd use on like a hobby farm or a farm that was dedicated to vintage stuff, but I just want old things. Do I think there'd be a ground response? But there doesn't need to be one, Paul. There's one inbuilt. It's built into the game now. Hey Sylvan. Need a Model A? That I would be 110% fine with. Model A, John Deere, or an old... basically any of the tricycle tractors from America, the old tricycle tractors, I would love one of them. I know they'd never fit in like a UK map, but I'd use them anyway. Hey Tommy, and MJ, how you doing today, dude? Wouldn't mind classic Fords. Classic Fords would be really cool as well. I think classic Deeres are a bit more likely to happen than classic Fords. This is like this is the tiniest and most useless bit of windrowing that I think I've ever done in game. That's Peter J quit. Peter J has a habit of being silent until he's got something ready. Is the slurry umbilicals out on PC yet? If there are, I haven't seen them. Maddox just said he's not modding. No, he's taking some time away because he's not enjoying Farm Sim at the moment, but he hasn't said he's not going to be modding. It's an ongoing meme in his Discord that he said he's quit. But he hasn't said it himself. As a kid, your granddad collected the 1/16 scale John Deere tractors. I think he had like 100 and they're now called narrow front ends. I call them tricycle tractors because they look like... I know they've got 4 wheels, but the 2 front wheels are like both in beside each other. What's a slurry umbilical? The big hose systems for slurry. Where, we'll say on the tractor that's spreading the slurry, you just have like an injector or something, and it's all hoses from the slurry tank or a slurry tanker that is feeding the umbilical up to the tractor. I have seen umbilical spreading using slurry tanks, Greg. It's just that they're nurse tankers, big old nurse tankers. Dave mod speed, what? You could get them with a single window, could you? Just transporting, yeah. I like when I said yeah. You know what I meant, Greg. Dribble bar for the Abbeys. I think CD, like, was going to do that, but then decided against. Are you late? No. Just Saunders did a vid doing umbilical slurry. A lot of guys who do slurry do videos doing umbilical slurry because it's quite popular. Well, it'd be my dream, but also realistic DLC. I'm gonna have to say and I think it is realistic. It's a bit left field. It's something that hasn't been done in game ever. But I'd like to see a DLC that is multiple brands, and multiple smaller brands. So, and I'm just using these as examples, but you know, insert brands here. So something like maybe a Mikhail Baylor, a Kane trailer, you know, just small brands and stuff like that would be really cool. Where it's not just the one brand, because maybe that one brand doesn't have enough equipment to justify being in by itself, but you know, over the course of 6, 7, 8 brands maybe, then you know, you could possibly get all the equipment in. That or a rehash of an older DLC, a Farming Classics DLC. Cousins, Clayton, Sumo, yeah. I mean, that's my dream DLC, is just a DLC that is a variety DLC. Because I like having I know that I tend to use like the same brands a lot, but I like having the variety available to me to choose from. Do you put herbicide in the field before you plant it? No. There's no need really to spread herbicide ever. Your front weights DLC is most likely. You're lurking. Talking in chat is not lurking, Blackout. This is my big thing about Farm Sim, is like the variety is what really draws me in. Then I find like 3 tractors that I love and I never stop using them. This quadrant is amazing. I also enjoy how the 5300 doesn't have a dirt skin on it. If you look, the white sticker for 5300 has no dirt skin, so it's just going to be perfectly luminously white forever. How do you get rid of weeds that grow in your field before you plant it? With a weeder. Isn't this in the mod hub? Yes. Only for PC though. It's not on the console mod hub, unfortunately. You've been seeing a lot of that pop up that I don't have access to the land. As we do this first headland. Because the work areas for this field are a bit pushy because of the game limitations, unfortunately. Weeders used during the first growth stage. You can use it when there's nothing on the field as well. It'll still work. How much do I get? This is a €1,300 mission, if memory serves. This specific one is... yeah, 1,356. Also, interestingly, no other missions have generated since then, so yeah, I am going to have to be doing some fieldwork. I was half hoping to do a couple of more missions to get money up, but that's not going to happen. What was the rule today? You should have watched the video, Blackout. There's a good reason I'm doing contracts at the moment. I need money. Just got back from fert spraying with 6155R and a coon spreader. Farming man, hello. You need money in real life, don't we all? 25 pigs. Oh, and Laserbeam, to answer your question, GitHub is God. It's the same place that I always get courseplay. The update on Oxy's Facebook page is not working. Please help. Did you install it correctly? Because it worked perfectly for me. But 1300 plus, you get to keep probably out of a field this size, maybe half a bale. A bale, well, probably one bale. I don't think I'm going to need a bale trailer to sell this off. I think the better option would be to just bring the telehandler over and just use that. Unrealistic, yes, but I mean, there's basically no bales. You have to unzip it and then rezip it. Yeah, laser. 1.1 need new save. I'm on 1.1, Bradley. This is 1.1. You might notice it's not new save. Marwell's not a contract space map for you, it's quality lays elsewhere. Yeah, I'm with you there, Jeremy, but when you need money quickly, missions are a really good, cheap way to do it. Especially when you've got a rule that says you can only sell crops on a great demand. Hey, CD. You got 10k for fertilizing field 10. 10k? It was probably field 1, because field 1 is a reasonable size. You never get 10k for fertilizing a field this small. Yeah, I'm definitely better just bringing the Manitou over. Definitely better just bringing the Manitou over and loading the bales manually and just carting them along on the fork. You don't need 2 black, but you're better off. Got liquid trigger to work with grain size to make a slurry storage placeable. Very nice. I'll probably, like, if I end up needing slurry storage, which I doubt, I'll just use the big old nurse tanks. That's what I've historically done. It takes quite a while for grass missions. Yeah, Simulate didn't believe that this was a mission, by the way. I was talking to him last night, and he said, hang on, a grass mission? That's not in-game. I said, yeah, it's been in-game forever. It's a hay mission. And there are as well silage missions where you gotta wrap the bales. And he didn't believe me. He thought I was trolling him. Straight up. But yeah, 1300 for that field is a bit cheeky from the landowner. Why? Okay, I know I've just gone through the river there. It's because I'm not actually looking, because something's gone a bit wonky on my end here. He did a grass mission with giants, did he? If I'd remembered that. Hey, Oxy! I've told the stream what the issue with field 10 is. And that it's not actually your fault. There we go, there's the button back. Yeah, you bring him to the sell point. If I... Was that the weird contract definitions on field 10? What we were talking about earlier on today. Also, I see you finally joined Daggerman's Discord, Oxy. Congratulations. Now you don't need to go through me to talk to him. You can call it whatever you want. Black, I usually call it ZZZ_courseplay. Big man came over to Frontier. Very nice indeed. What did I think of Naves? I never got on with Naves though. I know that it's like the most popular series on my channel. I never got on with that map. I just kept finding things that I didn't like. Just a nod, sweet. You were supposed to Cam. It's coming back. The Naveswell Yard is, the rest of the map, no. He's making a new map out of kind of a base of Naveswell. And it looks so much better. So apparently the steering on controller isn't supposed to be as twitchy as it is. Even though I like how twitchy it is, it's not supposed to be this twitchy. There's supposed to be a new option that doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Unpacking. You need to make it a zip, but yeah. New Delta Flight, the new A220. I didn't see that actually, Reese. Mifahi, Simon Pedro. Pedro, no. After the amount of editing we had to do when Pedro was involved, no. Simon Fahy, maybe? I mean, it depends on how our scheduling works. And Sim's got a lot of projects kind of away from the YouTube and away from Simulate, so maybe, you know, I say maybe. His time is definitely a bit more restricted than it was before, and Fahy's got actual work. And I am a lazy git. Although Fahy, I will say, is the world's worst donut delivery man. I messaged him on Facebook last night demanding a donut delivery, and he refused to deliver me donuts. What kind of useless donut delivery man is he? There'll be no Daddy? Exclamation mark Daddy Deets later. There won't be any streams on it for a little while because I'm on the 1.3 beta, but there is a server. Kindly sponsored by Nitrado. One of these bales is not quite attached, and I'm not sure which one, because I'm seeing the number flick from 12 to 1600. This is mildly concerning. Didn't work in game. You probably misnamed the folder or something. But Laser, there will be a Deddy server because Nitrado are sponsoring it for me. I actually spoke to the head guy in Nitrado, and yeah, he was surprised that they hadn't hit me up before, so I got a Deddy from them. It's only 8 slots, but that's, I think, actually enough. I have a server? Yes. Exclamation mark Deddy Deets in the chat. Or blop. There you go. It's on the old version of Riverview, so you need to download it from the server. I haven't updated the version of Riverview to V3 yet. Finton, you gotta go. Alright, see you, dude. So, to sell these bales, we need to go into what is, in fact, the pig farm. Ah! This is a potential problem. Do I own this yard? Come to think of it. I do not. How much is it? 59,000. The pigs are going to be wonky. I've just realized. Because I need to own this yard for the pigs to work properly. Hey, Scorpion. I'm doing good. How are you? Ah, that was the bale that wasn't quite, what? Quite attached properly. It'll still sell bales. But the problem is going to be the pig dirt area isn't going to work. Because I don't own the yard, and the game will decide that nothing can be tip anywhere in there. Which is how the dirt areas for pigs and sheep and stuff work. So I think I'm going to just cheat money in to buy that yard. Just for ease. Gravity, I say, stop working. This is what happens when you have a locking script on a bale fork, apparently. Or some sort of locking method, I'm not entirely sure what it is. You want summer here ASAP? I think we all want summer ASAP. Because that way I don't need to wear fleecy jumpers just to be warm. I'm gonna get like 3 bales out of this. Air Ireland thoughts? Having had a very quick look around it, it's a good map. It's not... I don't think it's done yet. There's improvements that I think could and possibly should be made, fixes that I think could and almost definitely should be made. If some of the advice that I gave them after the quick look is taken on board, then it'll be a really bloody good map. But I definitely like it. Like, I gave the... I had a look around and I gave them advice based on what would make the map the absolute best possible. But it's a map with a lot of potential, and those guys, I think, if they continue mapping, which they plan to, they'll go far. Is this a new Dave? This is a Dave who's actually had a look at the map now, Reese. It is a very interesting... It's a very interesting idea, merging 5 maps into one. Like, I don't think that's been done before. Where's my music from? Pretzel. Pretzel that rocks. I don't actually own any of the music. This is totally not sketchy and illegal drop. It is perfectly fine. Yeah, it'll be a great multiplayer map. It'll be great for... Chris is gonna love it, because, I mean... The Silage Spam dudes are gonna absolutely love the map. What maps are being merged? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know the main yard is from Carrigart. Which was a map that I never got on with, but I actually quite like the implementation in Air Ireland. Manually staying within the speed limit on a controller that I'm not used to quite yet. Lots of churches and pubs. Lots of grass fields too. That's the thing that a lot of mappers tend to miss, is like 90% of Ireland is just full of grass fields. Ballybrack, Carrigart and 3 others. Yeah, I think one of them is a Taste of Donegal, or one of that's all maps. Oh, I could have had a 4th bale. Oh. Contract finished, so let's get the cash monies. Hey Archie. There we go, we're up to 8 grand. I'm going to direct cheat in the money for this yard, by the way. That's what, 59,232. And it is literally just so that it doesn't break things. Small Bay, maybe. Might make a Chellington Farm placeable. just as Chellington Farm sign. Did the stream drop out there? It says stream resumed. What happened? It doesn't matter at all, Black. The game doesn't see any difference. Buffered? Yeah, stream dropped out. Apologies for that. When's Oakfield Farm coming back? It never went anywhere. It's still an FS17, just like it always was. Does anybody know the whereabouts of Peter J? In hiding. He does this, Thomas. Guys, I'm going to be very blunt. Don't expect Peter J to just pop up everywhere all the time. He will be in hiding and just silent until, like, one day a new mod from Peter J just appears somewhere. Probably on the mod hub, or like his Facebook page just magically has an info dump on a new mod. This is a thing that he does, so don't expect him to be everywhere at once. Will West Coast come to 19? Probably won't. Would be my guess. Bubba isn't a fan of FS19, and he's I'm gonna say taking a break from public modding. He's making a map for himself and his friends for FS17. But it's really kind of up to him if he wants to come back to public modding and if he wants to mod for FS19. Because he could, if he really wanted to, continue public modding, but for FS17. There's still people bringing out... You're not Peter J, Peter. There's still people bringing out FS13 mods and FS11 mods and FS15 mods, so I see no reason why he couldn't continue, if he wanted to, public modding for FS17. Just on FS UK. Maybe? Oxy, this is very cheeky. Why not call... You don't, Peter. I know what country Peter J lives in. You don't live near him. Why don't you just call, like, Marwell Extended Rookery Farm and see if you can get away with that? See if they notice that it's just Marwell but bigger. It would be very cheeky, and I mean you could probably message the guys that you're in contact with and see if they'd allow it. Whitey Ben, absolutely not. And he just does. He's just taken a dislike to. I think it's the sounds are his major issue, or something to that effect. Name it after one of the other farms on the map. Each to their own. Like, I'm not gonna. Sound and overall look, yeah. I don't know what his exact issue is, to be perfectly honest, but you know, they're his opinions, he's entitled to them, and I'm entitled to believe that he's wrong. We find them unfunny, so unfunny, YT Ben, that you got a timeout. And if you ask that question again, you'll get a ban. No discrimination allowed in this here stream. for any reason. I made a laser beam being nice, and I'm just like, nah, don't stop, or you're banned. Yeah, I've got a low tolerance for people doing that kind of crap. If somehow you're insulted by me not liking racism, then you need to be a bit concerned about what your opinions are. Phantom case mods, which sounds so much better. I am gonna guess I know which mods you're talking about, because it's gonna be Optims with the Agropolis modding sounds. There's a line. Each their own in terms of taste, but not in terms of jokes like that, because the line is very much not those kind of jokes. Also, is this still a thing? Yes! No proper bale sheds as placeables. I mean, you could use any shed as a bale shed, Tom, but yeah, it is a bit of a shame there's nothing that you would see kind of in the Ireland, in Ireland or the UK as a bale shed, as a placeable just yet. Hopefully Dorset or somebody will come out with some really nice looking sheds. Maybe even Oxy. Hey, HC. Let's get the... I'll put it in. Oh, no, that's the telephone pole, Dave. So does everybody like the organised chaos that is my yard? I've no idea, Martin. I've not really touched Riverview. Yeah, Lancey's working on some... He was trying to get them up on FSUK, but unfortunately they had issues and failed testing. I've seen these working on a new map. Tidy my yard is tidy. It is the tidiest yard in the history of tidy yards. I know exactly where everything is, mostly. Let's go grab some pigs. Lancey's learning, I mean... He is, He has a bit to go in terms of like getting perfect stuff out, but he only started learning how to model there, what, a couple of months ago? So he's hardly going to be perfect straight away. How's it going? It's going good, Drum Lover. How's it going with you? When did I change that to 38? No, I want 40 kilometers an hour. Thank you! The real question is the John Deere going to need a repair or a refuel first here? Hey, quick! It's been going fine. It's been a while since you last popped into a stream. Has it? I thought it was very recently we're in. As far as I'm aware, Reese, it's already with Giants. I could well be wrong. The grass now bends, by the way. The grass bends under wheels now. There's something went weird with the V1. Oopsies. I kind of hope it doesn't, Tom. Just because I never got on with the weird camera angles. These are the most useless mirrors. What's behind me? Oh, a trailer. What's behind the trailer? Oh, somebody with a death wish? Also, I hate how the farm sim traffic only ever goes at 30 kph. So far your map's going well. Good to hear, Quick. You'd say repair first? It's much lower on fuel than it is maintenance, though. Your non-existent animals have magic slurry into existence. So now you get to play with the Abbey. Yeah, I think I'm gonna magic some slurry in tonight. Into the cows and the pigs. Just so I get an excuse to use that as well. What colored pig do I want? We'll get 2 of each. Was there still space on the trailer? Well, Vids, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Zach. It's the items XML, Bradley. So, somebody said that earlier, and I've had to try and commit that to memory. Ooh. Did I cancel the pigs by mistake? I feel like I accidentally cancelled buying the pigs. Any reason your MTA isn't working on Marwell? Apparently there's a mod that conflicts with it, Reese. That might be it. Does this trailer not work with pigs? Because that's the second time that time I'm 100% sure that I clicked the right button. It should work with pigs, but it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see the problem. that would be the problem, Dave. You couldn't afford all of those pigs. Oops. So we've got 1/5 of the pigs we actually need. And that was 7,500. 7 5s are 35, 5 5s are 25, so I'm looking at 37,500 to buy the rest of the pigs I need. Minus the 7.5. 30,000 to buy the rest of the pigs. Is that correct? I am using my Xbox controller today, Drum, yeah. Have to do a contract to make money. I'm just gonna continue with the seeding and try and get the crops in. That's gonna be the plan now. Where do the pigs go? Oh, over there. Hold on, Dave. You're at the exact wrong side of the blooming yard. Hey, let's farm. Loads of 8 hours in the UK. See, I'm quite enjoying the 6R myself. Wait, there's still one pig left in the trailer. There we go. The gap in the pig fence is still there. I think it's too small to be filled with anything. Like, could you fit another one of these? It would be very wonky if you did. I've intentionally abandoned the animal trailer up there, by the way. It's to remind me that I need to get more pigs. Put a bale there? Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Hey, Nathan. Yeah, I'm just gonna park something up there, Giannis, at some point. I told you about that last night. Fix the fence, the placeholder transform, which doesn't get loaded. Oh, well done, Oxy. GG. Proof that even Oxy does derps. This is what Oxy gets for talking to me. Is he goes slightly insane and forgets things all the time. Irish. I'm gonna blame myself for that somehow. Somehow it's my fault. Do you like Fortnite? No. Hayden, hello. If you didn't guess, I'm feeling okay today, so I'm probably not gonna do any like long hauls or anything. Which I know you keep wanting me to do, but time, dude, time. Do I like Gold Rush? The game is really cool, but it historically has been badly optimized because they've tried to do a bit too much with the Unity engine. Coming live through Spud Top in your kitchen. Very nice, Dusty. Remember, hitting the tiles with a hammer does help somehow. Oxy makes many more mistakes than you guys ever see. I will say that. You guys see the maps after the test team has gone through them with a fine-tooth comb. Stress relief, call that? Yeah, see, does help. Proof that my stupid suggestions do occasionally help. Do I like Crash Bandicoot? Yes. Crash Bandicoot was my childhood. Breakfast time? Oh dear. Breakfast at 6 PM. GG, Hayden. Just conveniently ignoring time zones for the sake of comedy as usual. Make mistakes so you learn to do better. Exactly, Mark. You learn how to do things better by screwing them up in the first place. Do I like Farm Sim? Yes. Ooh, Dusty! Didn't you have a race over the weekend? How did that go? 10 AM, 6 PM. Blige, hello! How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Brain is overloaded computer systems and OS. Seriously, Irish? I don't get it. This is something I'll never understand. And I'm not going to name names here, but there's a YouTuber I watch who does, like, board repairs for, like, Apple MacBooks and stuff. I have no idea how he remembers the board numbers, because it's just like a series of random numbers and he's got them memorized somehow. Not bad, it was really rough. What's like 250? Aching bad from it. How did you do? Does Dave races motocross race? I'm doing good, Blash. Thank you very much for asking. 12 hours of studying a day. Ouch. Ouch! There's a chat in Giants Discord, I think it was yesterday, about sports. And I don't know if I ever said this on the channel, but one of the few sports that I'm actually good at in real life is badminton. It's one of the few that I just kind of naturally get on well with. 27th out of 38. You're still like, nah, it's not. That's a respectable result. I mean, as long as you finish, that's quite respectable. Broke with that from all the boards, you just remember them. I suppose so, yeah. Okay, Kevin, that's a two-part question. Do I think there'll be a John Deere DLC? I wouldn't be surprised. John Deere are licensed to make money. It would make perfect sense for Giants to bring out a DLC of John Deere equipment. Do I think there'll be a class DLC in FS19? Because of the whole FarmCon thing. I'm gonna give kind of half an answer. If there is, it won't be until like the metal edition, which is like platinum, gold, titanium, whatever they call it this time around. Could be diamond or something like that. That would be the earliest opportunity I think Giants would have, and the only option class would probably go with. Because there is some prestige in the metal edition of the game. What I think is more likely, however, is that class will be in the next Farm Sim game as the cover tractor, as the big... They could release a class edition of the game, I guess. But I think it's more likely that it'll be in FS21 as the cover tractor, the big name that they're bringing in, because it's traditionally... The cover tractor's a big name they've brought in. Like FS17, it was Agco. FS19, it was John Deere. FS21, I think, could well be class. No go for... well done, Dusty. I was looking forward to that video. But that's my answer to the class question, is I'm not going to give one, because I was saying not going to be FS19. Just like I said, John Deere will never be in Farm Sim. And I'm bored of being wrong about these things that I think are bloody obvious, but clearly, not only are they not obvious, they're also incorrect. St. Patrick's Day is the next one. Sunday after as well. Planning to come in March. Very nice. My parents are going to be in Prague for St. Patrick's Day. We're off to Prague at the start of next month for like a week. When David Knight comes flying past and you're done, you know who the pros are. At this point I'm not ruling any brand out, except maybe Ford. I don't think Ford will come in. But I could be wrong. I think it'd be bloody hilarious if Ferrari tractors came in, though. Hey Kai, how am I? I'm doing good. How are you? Where's CD Models? I think he lives in New York. Mark, there will always be stuff to want in Farm Sim. If Class comes in, I'll want Kubota. If Class and Kubota come in, I'll want... I don't know what I want after that, but I want something. I'll probably want Zetor back, or Ursus. My ideal Farm Sim game will have all of the brands, every single one of them. Even the small brands. Porsche Tractor DLC, that would be awesome. Landini, McCormick... There's still brands that people will want, and it'll just move on to the next brand. That's how this goes. How about Abby or McKill? As much as I love Abby Machinery, I don't think they're big enough for Farm Sim. What do we always want we have not got? Because, for me, this is the way that I see it. I want these extra brands in, not because they'd be cool on PC, but because they'd be cool on console. And this is the way that I'm looking at things now, is like, what would be really cool to be able to get mods of on console, and that'd be class. And then Kubota or Zeta or you know, Ferrari tractors just for comedy. You thought I was kidding when I said Ferrari tractors, Liam, didn't you? Liam went and did some research, found out that the Ferrari tractor quote-unquote joke that I made was actually real. Ferrari make... no, not made. Make. There is a tractor company in Italy called Ferrari. You can Google Ferrari tractors or Ferrari tractor and you will find the Ferrari Tractor Company. Or Ferrari Agri, I think it's called. But you will find them and they make tractors. Made the lunge down to 8. I'm going down to 6 from 12. Possibly this week. Actually, probably this week. This is my last 12, and it's... I don't know if you can see, it's quite full still, but this one lasts me a week. Oh, for the love of God. The stream's doing that thing where it periodically just drops out, and I apologize. Lamborghini... Is Lamborghini no longer in the game? L. Oh, Lamborghini's gone. Stress troops. It's so infrequent that it's not stressing me out yet, Dave. I'll just fix my... It's an internet issue that I've been having periodically. Surprise 4x4s and pickups in Honda, Gam, Kawasaki haven't arrived. I don't think there's a need for them. Came in as a mod. Oh, okay. So Giants still have the license, it's just not in the base game. That's fine. Do BMW make farming gear? Bayerische Motorwerke do not make farming gear. They used to make plane engines, though. Which, if you look at the... This is something that... maybe a few you guys know, maybe a few you guys don't. The BMW logo isn't just some stylized weird thing. It is a propeller in the sky. That's why it's blue and white. It's a white propeller stylized in the sky. Because BMW used to make plane engines. The Bavarian Motor Works. You bought a new JCB Telehandler? Very nice. I want pictures of it quick. We need I4 Williams trailers for hauling animals. Isn't there somebody in FSUK working on I4 Williams trailers? Saab made planes as well. As recently as like the... Was it the 80s they made their last planes? No, it's more recent than that because the Saab 340 is a passenger plane. I think they might still... Blue and white for the Bavarian flag. Yeah, it does indicate Bavaria as well, but it is a stylized propeller in the sky. Is what the design is. The colours are for the Bavarian flag, correct. Same as Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce, believe it or not, is two companies. I did some digging on... Robbie's working on them. I knew there was somebody... I couldn't remember who, but I knew there was somebody working on I4 Williams. Heinkel? Heinkel did? Yes. Rolls-Royce is two companies now. You got Rolls-Royce Cars and Rolls-Royce... I think it's Aeronautic. Saab Draken is still in production. So Saab are still making planes. Have they stopped production of the 340, Hayden? Hayden knows a bit more about planes than I do at times, so... He's resident plane nerd. You don't know? Can you find out? Because I can't. Yeah. Is Saab cars gone for good or what? Have they stopped making cars? They might have moved back to making only planes. That's any pick some animal trays. Yeah. You want to be able to haul chickens? Yes. Somebody needs to make a chicken hauler. See you, Paul. Somebody needs to make like a hauler for chickens, because ideally shaped like a chicken. Saab cars did it in 2012 or 13. Wow! I didn't know this. I genuinely didn't know this. You can tell Martin's photographs is from Scandinavia because he uses J's instead of Y's. And that's not making fun of you, Martin's photographs. It's a fun little thing that I've noticed over my time on the internet. Scandinavians use J's instead of Y's when they say yes. No, what a good boat. They call Finland. What? Saab today, air, land, naval security, and civil aerospace. So they have gone back to just aircraft. Pretty much. What's that on that makes a strange noise? That's my e-cig. And the strange noise is it vaporizing the oil in it. You have 99, Saab, 93. I remember 93. That was a really good little car. GMX Saab. It's kind of sad. Chickens going crates IRL, 10 chickens a crate on a flatbed trailer. Am I using my wheel? No, I'm using my Xbox controller. Which somebody messaged me on Discord today asking how I use a PS4 controller. How long am I F6? Yes. I honestly have no idea, Peter. I don't keep track. I've been on e-cigs on and off for about 3 years now. Now I'm kind of working my way very slowly down the nicotine ladder. Until eventually I'll have like 0 in this and start working my way off this. I've been, Yanis, a passenger in a 1973 Porsche 911. Which, if you know your Porsche 911 history, you'll know that was the first model of 911. Lovingly restored and imported from the UK. Beat a Porsche once. Very nice, Bradley. There is software for a PS4 controller on PC, yeah. But it's much easier if you're on PC to just use an Xbox controller. First model was the Beetle. That is technically correct, Adam, because, and it actually wasn't the Beetle, but Ferdinand Porsche, the man who founded Porsche Automotive, the car company, also designed the Volkswagen Beetle. He used to work for Volkswagen. He used to work for what is now Audi, Auto Union. Did I try chewing gum? No. I find this a bit better. First 911 engine came from the Beatles. Not know that. Just Volvos on your farm? 2745s? Very nice. We've almost got this field done, and that's going to mean problems. Because once this field is done... Hello, Rudolph. I should mention, this field is going in grass because it's slightly smaller than Field 19, and I feel like it'll be a bit more of a useful grass field than Field 19 is. Originally, yes, Mark, but the reason the Beetle became so well known and so popular was after the bombings in Germany during World War II, after the Allies dropped all the bombs, the armies were going through the streets and they kept finding these husks of cars, completely intact. Just, you know, everything else was burned and ruined and destroyed, and then they just kept finding these husks of cars. And those cars were the Volkswagen Beetle. And they decided between themselves that, well, this is clearly a car that can withstand almost anything, and Volkswagen capitalized on that. You just sued them in the middle of 901. I'm not surprised. A great response from pictures. Oh, I haven't seen those yet, Dusty. Hey, Dan. Still not sold off the second hand at great profit yet, I see. Lada's best car. Another fun fact related to Porsche is the original Jordan in Formula 1, the 191, was supposed to be called the 91-1. But because it would have featured the numbers 9-1 and then 1 again, Eddie Jordan decided it was probably better to just flip the numbers a bit and have it the 191. Which is why the original Jordan on Formula 1 was the Jordan 191, not the Jordan 911. Go to Field 10, stand on the dirt road. Why? Well, what's so special about going to Field 10 and standing on the dirt road? Who do I support in NASCAR? The Pace Truck. I support the pace car driver because he has so much work because NASCAR has stupid rules. Thought I was talking about license plates. No, the original Jordan Formula 1 car from 91. Where Eddie Jordan swapped some numbers around. Can one of the fields be turned into a motocross track? Probably. The road is not owned by the person who owns Field 10. Yeah, you own the road there, I believe. At least in the... Yeah, in the new version of the map, you actually own the road. And if you're transferring your save over, the outside... what used to cost 14 million is now costing 0. I'm just doing this with the trigger because it's quicker and easier. We got school in 85, first job was working on Beetles with bolt-on body parts, and 4 bolts holding the engine in place. Yeah. The Beetles were so hilariously just cheaply made. And then Volkswagen brought out the new Beetle, which was hilariously badly made. But the trigger on the seed pallets, or the seed bags, because you're supposed to lift them up and hold them over the seeder, but it's easier when you don't have a telehandler, like at the shop or something, to just do that. Hey Pierre. Beetle's gone now. Oh, they killed the new Beetle as well. Rip. Rip new Beetle. You won't be missed. The old Beetle was still made up until actually a lot more recently than the early 2000s, Yanis, in Mexico. The new Rolls-Royce make engine with class engines for agricultural equipment. I thought they were made by Mercedes. I think Mercedes makes some engines for class as well. More relaxed rules in NASCAR. See, the problem with NASCAR is, like, they've got that stupid stage system Whereas, like, the race can be brilliant, and then suddenly there's a yellow flag because they've reached a certain lap, and it's, ah, well. Well, let's just stop everything because the rules say that we have to stop racing now. In the middle of the race. Because the rules say there has to be a yellow flag on this specific lap. Oh, good with me? Yeah. I mean, also the NASCAR aero rules are dumb. The way the NASCARs are built now is dumb. They're not built for racing. Mercedes and Deutz do class engines. I don't know about Deutz. I know Mercedes do. I know that the Lexion engines are Mercedes. The playoff system is just as dumb, yeah, Chad. Thank you to whoever led that through. Class U's FTP, JD, and Merc. Who's FTP? 2020 hypercars. I'm looking forward to that. Those things. I've seen some concept images of those. They look mean. They look like mean engines. Feed powertrain. Thank you, Blash. FTP are owned by CNH. This is why people are like really annoyed by all these different brands that have like really nice short names because they just use initials. But like FTP to me is file transfer protocol. And it confuses the crap out of me to know that it also means Fiat powertrain. A lot of big guys joining in for those rules. I can see, there's a guy on somewhere, I can't remember even the name of the website, or the guy's name, annoyingly. But he's done, like, concepts for the Koenigsegg Agera S, the, some Bugattis, like the Bugatti Chiron in 2028 WEC rules, Jags. They just look mean. They just look like Group C cars, and that is what WEC should be aiming at, is like, these were the fastest cars known to man and incredibly dangerous. And that's what we want the cars to look like for 2020, except be a lot safer. Those concepts just look amazing. Yes! You've seen them as well, I take it, yes. Those concepts look angry. Hey, SRF. Let's crack. Not a whole lot. Just catching up on some field work. The cedar can live over here for now. And I'm hoping I'll do a power zip. Hoping that I'll be able to do a bit of weeding over here. 100% fertilizer, 100% weed. How far do the weeds go? Ooh, is it the entire field yet? Is it the entire field yet? Because if it is, now we can continue weeding. F1 or maybe Formula E car? I think Formula E is much more promising future-wise than F1. Some of the rules in Formula E I think need tweaks, like get rid of the bloody fan boost. That's ridiculous. I hate the fan boost in Formula E. Yes, this driver is the most popular, therefore he gets an unfair advantage in the race. What? That's not racing! I don't mind that attack mode thing, Mario Kart nonsense they brought in this year. It's silly, but it makes sense. But the fan boost needs to go. That has no no place in racing. Talk about Formula E coming to Dublin. That'd be quite cool. Like, a Formula E race, maybe in the city centre would be cool, but I think Phoenix Park would be a really awesome place to host it. Because you can fit so many people into the Phoenix Park. What is Formula E? Formula Electric. It's all electric cars. And they race on street tracks. Almost entirely street tracks. Actually, entirely street tracks, which I'm not a fan of, but I mean, it brings the racing to the people. I actually watched the finish of the last race. Holy cow, was that awesome. He got second, but he also had a 5-second penalty from skipping a chicane, so he actually finished 6th. Tesla have a race series? Tesla don't have a race series as far as I'm aware. Could be wrong. If you are a big fan of motor racing and you enjoy just plain good racing, endurance racing is where it's at. Because that is 100% pure racing. All the cars are balanced out to be as close as they can be. Electric cars are not efficient right now. Go-karting is also fun. Go-karting is really fun to do. Maybe not to watch. On the Formula E tracks, in theory, Martin, you can't overtake as well. They're very difficult in like a modern race car other than Formula E. Hey Larry Lad, and welcome back, Blackout. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, I haven't shilled yet today, good lord. If you're enjoying the stream, feel free to like and subscribe. There you go. Shill complete. Also, there's merch and stuff, and Patreon and Super Chats you can do for monies, and direct PayPal donations for more monies. There we go, shill complete. Formula E cars do look good. They're very aggressive looking, but they're very slow. I have not seen McLaren's concept for F1 2000 or 20,121. I don't think McLaren or F1 will still be around in the year 20,121. 2021 perhaps. Although the way Williams are going, they might not be. How often do they change batteries in Formula E now? Once a race, like in between, I think qualifying and the race, they change cars, and that's it. 10 dislikes. Yeah, there's been a bit of a troll brigade around lately, so I'm kind of ignoring dislikes and analytics in general at the moment. Touring cars are bumper cars, pretty much. They used to, Chad. This season, they are now running full races on per car. And the races are much longer, so they've stopped the car changes, which I think was the most unique thing about Formula E. Patty, hello. Plenty of overtakes, yes. Trains are diesel, now electric, future scale electric. The grey mail premium hoodie. Do you know what I like the most is the thermos, the travel mug. That is so good. V10 F1, I'd say let it along. I preferred the V8s in F1. The V10s screamed a lot more, but the V8s just had better racing. There were 3 undamaged cars at the end of 500. I actually watched it on Sunday night. And missed the first, like, nearly hour of the wrestling to watch NASCAR. Because I had invested myself in watching the end of that damn race, whatever day it was on. Because that race just wouldn't end. Did I miss the crash? No, I saw the The crashes. If you look in the motorsports room in Discord, you'll see me getting angry at the actual people who were paid to race constantly crashing. Like the professional, high caliber, quote unquote, racing drivers. Just crashing. There's an update for PC Real Dairy Farmer that gets the milk point to work. It's on Oxy's Facebook page. Otherwise, if you're on console, you will have to wait for version 1.1, which is what I'm on currently. Oh, I need to turn the growth off. Good call, Martin. It's on slow currently, but I'm better off just turning it off for now. Have been watching the F1 testing? No. I barely watch the races anymore, never mind testing. Grew up watching NASCAR in the 80s and 90s, prefer F1. First year was Nigel Mansell won the title. Yeah, F1 used to be good, now it's just kind of a 200 mile an hour parade, unfortunately. It's a bit too predictable. That's all Jimmy Johnson knows how to do. Well, Jimmy Johnson actually finished the race on like half the field. But it was just... it was such a bad race at the end. Like, it was boring, but good and clean and racy for the most part. And then it just kind of descended into people hitting each other constantly at the end. And I was just like, these people are paid to race. How can they not keep their car going in a straight line? 2021 will have a big rule change. Formula 1 needs to bring in ground effect, or just straight up have set front and rear wing designs for it to be any good. And I know I don't want Formula 1 to become a spec series, but they need to highly restrict aero development and just straight up reduce aero for it to be any good. Any interest in drifting? A small bit. Not much, but a small bit. F1's still flagship motorsport, it's just it's not a very good flagship. I much prefer watching endurance racing, which... you know, it takes a while to get through a race, because most of the best races are 12 and 24 hours, but... it's much better racing, much more, there's much more storytelling, I think, in a 24-hour race, or 12-hour race, or an endurance race in general, than in a Formula 1 race. Where the story is, oh, will he pit? Yes. Will this other person pit? Yes. But what about the other guy? Has he pit yet? Yes. But the guy that hasn't pit, how's he doing? Badly, because his tires have gone off, because they're Pirellis. They were tire and they were more efficient. Fuel, they weren't even more efficient fuel-wise. This is the thing with the V10s that people forget. The V10s were horrifically wasteful engines. They were run constantly rich, so they weren't fuel efficient. They only had to last one race ever, and it was usually a case that the teams would put a new engine in between even the warm-up and the race. And... you know, it was back in the days where there was refueling, so they could just throw as much fuel at the car as they wanted. Chad, that is not a secret. They want... I think that... are they not implementing restrictor plates on the 1.5 milers this year? The FIA, the main problem... to an extent, but the kind of larger problem is Pirelli have done it too well, and I don't think they know how to get tyres that'll actually work in Formula 1 very well now. 15 March is 1,000 miles of Sebring. Ooh, yes! Sebring Weck. Watching the LMPs struggle with bumps. That sounds like fun. F1 wants one manufacturer for the gearboxes now. Don't see how that'd make any difference, but it probably cut costs a bit. The drivers drive... Well, they drive to be as fast as possible, so yeah, they're going to go through more tyres because they're trying to be fast, which pushes the tyres, which aren't able to do fast. If one is the best and only place you'd want to race as a pro, I'd go with WEC. I'd go with top tier WEC. I'd much prefer to be an endurance driver than a sprint driver. There's a bit more skill involved in getting a car to go fast consistently. It's McLaren that make the ECU for Formula 1. Or is it with... I think it's McLaren. A lot of motorsport fans here for Farmson Stream. This is the thing, is I'm a motorsports fan, so periodically and quite regularly we just kind of descend into these motorsport chats. Which I really enjoy. Well, the problem with F1 is the fuel flow's not, I don't know, is a bit too high, the maximum fuel flow. I think it'd be much more fun if the fuel flow was restricted down so that the 100 litres of fuel, or 100 kilos of fuel, whatever the actual number is, now could be, would be like the entire race distance. So it'd change from race to race, but the fuel flow would be like, you can push full blast for the entire race. If you put all the fuel in the car. So 500 was the last restrictor plate race. Oh, they're changing engine rules, aren't they? Actually, Blackhead. Yeah. But they're expecting restrictor plate style racing at the 1.5 milers now, which... to me, restrictor plate racing is the most boring type. Yes, look at all the cars in a pack, not able to pass each other. This is such interesting racing. There's no moves for the lead at all. Yeah, they did remove the driver weight restrictions. The weight restriction is car only now, isn't it? Like I think my fuel flow idea would work better for Formula 1 because, like, then the cars would all have the same fuel flow for the race. They'd all have the same fuel load. And it'd be a lot more down to driver's skill about, you know, being able to push flat out with the fuel flow available. It's just much more feasible as a way to slow down the races a small bit and get good racing out of it. Ricardo out of DRS failure. Oh, it failed open, did it? That shouldn't happen. The DRS should not have a failure mode where it fails open. And there's another interrupt blip. Come on, come back. There we go. There should not be an top flap split in half. I did not, Aiden. I was AFK all day yesterday. I was downstairs chilling out, watching TV and stuff. Like, when I started talking to you last night was pretty much the first time I was on my PC yesterday. There used to be, and I kind of would love to see this come back. There used to be in the 70s, the M1 Pro cars. BMW used to make a spec car that all the Formula 1 drivers, or most of the top guys, would race in every weekend before the Formula 1 race. I'd like to see something like that come back, where they race like GT3 cars or something. Just some sort of spec series. Hell, put them in the Porsche Cup cars. Just have some sort of rule that there's a second race for the Formula 1 drivers, just like them in Porsche Cup cars. You know, spec series to determine who the actual fastest drivers are. And the results would probably be quite odd. You might see some guy in like the bottom team coming, like winning every race. And the rookies doing really well because they don't have to deal with the complexity of Formula 1 cars. He was involved in one of the wrecks, but he finished the race. See the new Ford EcoBoost open cockpit 1 litre. Is that a race car? Because that sounds like a Formula Ford to me. But I've not seen that. If you're not a motorsport fan, I do apologise. Please enjoy the weeding that's currently going on. If you are, feel free to join into the chat about motorsports. Cannonball Iron video. Enjoying this car chat? Yeah. I need to find out where Cannonball is going to be next year. Have they announced that yet, MVP? Or MPB? Because, like, it's been a good run of me being able to get to Cannonball Ireland locations. You're making... Oh, God. How bad are they, Hayden? And my internet's back again. Something's made it angry. Sorry about that. I'm kind of glad we're coming to the end of the stream, because this problem seems to be getting a bit more frequent than I'd like. I'll try and resolve it pretty much immediately after the stream. EGPH, KSFO, where's EGPH? It sounds like Prestwick, but I don't think it is. Scotland? Oh, it could be Prestwick then. You follow off-road dirt bike racing more than anything nowadays. You've been an event shirt designer for the last 20 plus years. That is awesome, Chad. My router is okay, it's just that sometimes it gets into these fits. Well, Edinburgh. Ah, yes, that would make more sense than flying out of Prestwick. Yeah, I need to do a router reboot after the stream. It seems. And I'll just do a bog standard reboot and hope that it fixes it. Or it could fix itself. It could actually be that because it's midterm that people are like on more internet in the area. Post images of your map on the Discord later on, very nice. Hang on a second, is there any plane other than a 747 that can actually do Edinburgh to San Francisco in a single flight? Because I think even a 747 would have issues. You can get rid of the lake on Marwell with landscaping? Yep. You can get rid of pretty much anything on any map with landscaping now. Which makes map makers, I guess, a bit angry and worried and concerned that their map is going to be ruined by somebody who just goes a bit ham with landscaping. But, it's good in terms of, like, you can customize the map to your own tastes. Like, I'm partially tempted to turn the area in behind those sheds into grass. Through the landscaping tools. Hopefully I'll like it. Never hope that I'll like something, because I've got the most picky, weird set of like rules for myself. 777, 78, 350, 330, The 330 can do that? I'm almost surprised Aer Lingus don't have a direct Dublin-San Francisco flight now. I only fly East Coast. So hopefully, this is my hopes, is the Deutz finishes the ploughing sometime soon. With the Rolls Royces. Ah. You doing Valley View just for me? Oh no. I thought we agreed never to mention that map again, Dave. That was just an off map for you. I'm hoping the Deutz finishes, but how's the Deutz doing? Let's just tab over and... oh god. But it's on the headlands, I think. I'm not entirely sure of what it's trying to do, however. Do we have any guesses as to what the hell the Deutz is up to right now? Because it looks like it's trying to do a headland with the plough up for some reason. That's because that's exactly what it's doing. Why are you doing this? Stop. Where does this headland start? Now I've got to try and find the start of this headland and get the Deutz to do it correctly. Okay. This is getting a bit silly. Still going. I'll know when I've reached it. Oh, I know where it starts. It won't start anywhere up here. It'll start way, way off down over to this end. We might have to go to the start of the headland. Well, I mean, we can set him at the current waypoint and see what he does. We'll just leave him do his thing and hopefully he'll figure something out. AVF. Hopefully he'll figure something out, because that's going to be painful if he doesn't. Meanwhile, we've got probably about half of Field 18 now weeded. This is going to be something that I'll finish off camera, and I'll come up with something to do for tomorrow's video. I don't know what I'm going to do for tomorrow's video yet. How's the stream been? Other than my internet, pretty good. Enjoyable. Really not sure what I can do for tomorrow's stream. I might put out alone and just get the rest of the pigs and feed them. Like there's nothing really interesting that I can do at the moment for tomorrow's video, and this is why I went into today's video with no plan. Is like, short of the wheel throwing up something that I can do, there's nothing that I haven't already done a video recently that I can do. I don't think a video of me weeding is going to be very entertaining. This is the conundrum I have right now in this map. It might do, Hayden. Depending on how long it is. You got, what, 200 characters to play with? So that's 25-ish waypoints? So divide by 3, so... maybe like 10 waypoints and all the different routes that could be in between them, like direct or some sort of thing. So you split this field in field 19. Got some 1C departure, got some Ghost Whiskey, UL 612, STN, November 610, Ratsu. It's a very northerly route actually, just looking at the transatlantic waypoints. 6625, 6730, 6840, 6850, 6859, that's very north. 6770? That's... You're basically coming in over... almost the North Pole. The video spinning the wheel? No. Tomorrow's video is going to be a wheelless video, because the wheel was today. But yeah, I'm in the conundrum of I don't know what to do for tomorrow's video. I don't see the point in splitting these fields when I've got the equipment that I do. Because like I've got enough equipment that I can courseplay pretty easily. Am I using the wheel? Probably not for tomorrow's video, because I'll be eating almost directly after the stream, finishing this off, and probably then jumping straight into the... Probably jumping straight into tomorrow's video, seeing if my internet crapped out in the middle of that sentence. I'm probably going to eat, finish this, and hopefully courseplay, figure out what it's trying to do with headlands. And then jump into tomorrow's video where I'll probably, I'm going to guess, put out a loan and get the rest of the pigs and feed them. Hey Glengar, how you doing? Coming in right at the end. Landy should be going live like any minute now, if he's not already live. What food? I don't know yet. I'll find out when it is given to me. Which is the best way to enjoy food. Mystery food until it's handed to you. But Landy should be going live pretty much any minute now. We're good, Glengar. How are you? Dave Kibble, what? Finest. Very good, Glengar. Good to hear. Apologies for the random stream drops, by the way. Which you guys might be experiencing is just buffering. That's my internet deciding to crap out periodically. I'll try and fix that after the stream as well. Not good enough? I'm hardly gonna stop the stream and then wait for 20 minutes while my internet decides to reboot. Because the router is completely just banjaxed, and every time I need to reboot it takes about 20 minutes. My Wi-Fi, I think you could... that could be the problem. My Wi-Fi, adapter for my, well, my Wi-Fi connection thingy for my PC is pointed in the wrong direction. That was not the problem, because I just saw it go red. Grains or pellets resulting... Could noodles count? Because then that would definitely be Dave kibble. I think it's my Wi-Fi dish thingy just being pointed in the wrong direction. Yes, then noodles are Dave kibble officially. Sugar cookies. Oh dear. It's mine, VF. Mine's been wonky today. It's one of, I think it might be wonky for the next 2 weeks because of midterm break. So I might have to make some changes to plans for this weekend. I've been invited up to a friend's house for like Friday night. So I might, if it turns out the internet is just gonna be wonky all week, I might cancel Friday's stream and just go up to my friend's house. Where's Clown Tour? Not coming to FS19. 1 week? Is it just 1 week? Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna reboot my router and see if I can run some tests and see if it's just gonna be bad forever, or if it's just that the router needs a reboot. What is Clown Tour? That was the Rainbow Challenger, Adam. And Dandelion. It was the Rainbow Challenger I made in FS17. Because I got bored one night and just scribbled on the Challenger. That's a game limitation, Jim says, unfortunately. I spoke to Oxy about that earlier on today. Because of the issues I had with Field 10 in today's video, and yeah, it's a game limitation. Which is frustrating, but it happens. It's one of the dumber ones that I've seen. Has the Deutz figured out how to do a ploughing yet, by the way? It has! Interestingly, it is now actually ploughing. The John Deere switched itself off. With a Dixie... I forgot that I put a Dixie horn on it. The Dixie horn might return on certain mods. Although I might whip to the Cucaracha horn from the older pickup. The contracts are fine if you're on like a grain field. The grass fields are a bit weird because the game reacts to them in a strange way. Hey, buddy boy. Yeah, I'm not going to do any more contracts on Field 10 because it just looks a bit too derpy for my liking. Boston Heathrow, going to do Speedbird. Fair enough. You jumped when you heard the older pickup horn. I love it. That is the Dave vehicle of choice. I haven't Field 10. The missions are a bit derpy because there's a weird game limitation with grass missions specifically. Which sucks, but it's. I think it was because the fields were square and they had much bigger headlands available than are available on Marwell. Like if you look at the headlands on Fellsburn and Ravenport, they're huge. If you look at the headlands available here and the kind of the blank space available here, it's very, very small in comparison. So, unfortunately, Oxy has to do some workarounds, and unfortunately, some stuff has to look a bit derpy and be a bit derpy for it to work properly. guys, if you're not in there already, you should totally join the RainbowDave Discord, where Yanis becomes a robot and shouts out streams when I go live. Also, videos get announced there, and it's just better than trying to rely on YouTube notifications. Also, there's quite a lot of chat goes on in there, and rooms for most interests at this point. I'm tempted to add a couple more, but the Discord is already in mayhem for the standard rooms, and worse for me because I get to see all of them. You guys don't see... Like, you guys see maybe half the rooms when you join the Discord. There's probably about double that amount that I see. And it just becomes pain and suffering for me. Haven't been on Discord in a while. Why not? Let's get spun around. We're nearly done with the weeding, at least. So this bit of off-camera work won't be too long. See, Blackout. Is Landy not live yet? Is Landy announced that he's not going to stream or something? Oh. Never mind, he's live. Yeah, the admin room is quite fun, because it's usually me going on a rant about something or other. So Landy's live now. Say you guys can go over and watch him or watch today's video if you haven't seen it yet. Either or. They're both strongly encouraged. I'll be back tomorrow with more Farm Sim. Assuming my stomach stays happy and my internet stays happy. I will be able to put up videos if my internet's derpy, because I don't need a solid connection for that, effectively. But until then, stay safe, and goodbye.